Hi everyone. Very good morning, good evening, wherever are you joining us from. I see a lot of introductions have already started coming in on chat here. We are also live on our YouTube channel as well, streaming there as well. So welcome everyone and wishing you a very happy New Year 2024. I hope your New Year is to a great start. And my name is Rasha Khan. I am joining all the way from Bangalore, India, and I am thrilled to be your host today. You can let us know on the chat here where are you tuning in from. Please do let us know your name and where are you tuning in from on the chat here. Sometimes it's very hard to make out your name from your email IDs. I hope you understand. I see a few introductions have already started coming in. As we are just about to start the session, thank you for joining in early. I see Shweta has joined us from Bangalore, Achal from Delhi, and Leonardo has joined us from NY. And Ashley has joined us from Kansas, US. And I see someone has joined us from Nigeria. Can't make out your name from email ID. Please do let me know. And Sarita from Gurgaon, India. And I see someone from Germany as well. Thank you so much, folks, for everyone who has just joined right now. We are just starting the session. And we are just doing quick round of introductions on the chat here before we begin. Awesome. Please keep the introductions coming in as we start the session. I see a lot of you folks giving introductions on the chat here. I see Abhishek has joined us from Jaipur. I see a lot more folks joining from different countries here. It's good, always good to see a diverse audience here. And awesome. Let's start the session in some time, but let's quickly go through quick ground rules we have here we need to follow during the session. So you need to put down your questions in the Q&A box here. In case you have a question for a speaker, the session, as you can see, the chat is actually blowing up right now with introductions. So in case you're putting down your questions in the chat box, we might miss it, and we would love to address all of your queries here. So please do make sure that you put down your questions in the Q&A box, which you can easily navigate it beside the chat box if you're joined from mobile, laptop, or desktop. And the session is being recorded. You can expect a follow-up email with the recording link and also the webinar certificate for attending the webinar. Now, in case you've missed anything, you can definitely look up for the recording link, which you will get. And also for the webinar certificate to request a proof of attendance, what you can do is you can enter your full name in the post-webinar survey to get the webinar certificate. So thank you so much. Please do let me know if you have any questions about the ground rules here. Happy to help you out. Now, moving on to the agenda of today's session, we will be talking about you getting to know you a little better, and we'll be talking about the critical role of product management here. We'll be talking about what the program by UC San Diego offers and how this program gets you future ready, and we'll be sharing the learner outcomes and quickly taking you through the enrollment steps of the program, and also there'll be a special duration for the Q&A part. So thank you so much. Folks, we'll try to take as many questions as possible if the speaker gets time during the session. But just in case we are not able to answer your question immediately, please have some patience. We'll try to address or we'll have your query towards the end of the session. Now, just to let you know, the session is of 16 minutes of duration. So that is how the session is planned. So we'll try to cover as many questions as possible during the session and or towards the end of the session. So once again, welcome everyone. I see a lot of new folks have joined in as we were going through the ground rules of the session here. So thank you so much for joining once again, and a very happy new year to you folks. Let me just quickly move on to the next slide here. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll get to know a little bit about you. So let's start with a quick poll here. Let's start with a quick poll here, which says how many years of experience do you currently have? And now when I talk about experience here, I'm talking about work experience. So you can see four quick options here. We can choose the one which is the most suitable for you. The first one here is less than 2 years. And second one here is 2 to 5 years. And the third option is 6 to 10 years. And the last one more than 10 years. Awesome. Everyone responding on chat, please do go and also share it on the poll here as well. It will be really great for others also to see, because we usually get a lot of diverse set of audiences joining from different set of experiences, and it's always interesting. This poll also gives our speaker and the expert an idea about what kind of folks who have different experiences have joined us, so they can basically tailor the responses accordingly as well during the session. So thank you so much once again for joining. And as I was speaking, I see already we have gotten so many responses to the poll here. That's great. We've gotten a very active set of audience here. And also, you might see a pop-up by AI here on the chat here. So that is just a note-taking app people usually use. So you don't have to worry. But usually we are deleting it because we don't want for you to get bothered by those particular messages. So please don't worry about that. Someone is saying on the chat here that no sound. Am I audible to you folks? Please do let me know. You can just type in yes or no on the chat here if I'm audible or not. Oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you, folks. I think someone has mentioned no sound. Raju, yeah, Raju from Kolkata. Raju, please, maybe there might be a tech issue at your end. What you can do is maybe you can just check the sound, or maybe leave it and join again the session. Awesome. I think let's just give 5 seconds more for the poll here. How many years of experience do you currently have? As I saw that a lot of you folks have just joined as well. Just join as well. So, and also we are live on our YouTube channel as well for a lot of you folks watching us. Just to let you know that we will be taking questions from the YouTube chat box as well. So please do let us know if you have any questions for our speaker and expert here about the program or about product management career in general, and we'll try to address as many queries as possible. I think we have gotten most of the folks have already responded for the poll. So let me just quickly end the poll here. So let me just end the poll and also share the results with you folks here. Let's see. For the poll here, how many years of experience do you currently have? We have gotten 41% of you folks have voted for more than 10 years. Interesting. And 21% of you have voted for 6 to 10 years. And another 21% of you have voted for less than 2 years. And 16% of you have voted for 2 to 5 years. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's great. Now, let me just stop sharing the poll results, and we will be moving on to the introduction or speakers here. So would like to welcome Nathan Owens here, who is the Associate Director, Strategic Initiatives from UC San Diego. And Nathan, first of all, welcome and wishing you a very happy new year. Thank you for taking the time out for this program review. Would like to know a little bit about you for the audience here.
Great. Thank you very much, Rasha, and thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Very excited to have you here, and I'm excited to be here. As Rasha said, I am the Associate Director for Strategic Initiatives at the Division of Extended Studies within UC San Diego. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the webinar. And then I have been here since 2001, so I've got quite a few years of experience in a variety of different roles, some of it involving innovation and entrepreneurship, but that also includes elements of product management. I also happen to be an alumnus of UC San Diego, graduating way back in 1995. So thank you, and looking forward to talking more about this program as we get into the webinar.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for the introduction, and welcome once again. We move on to our next speaker and expert introduction here, Pratik Patra. Pratik, would love to welcome you and thank you for taking the time out for this program review here. And we would definitely need your expertise here with helping folks out with career-related questions, or anything related to what exactly they can do in product management to this program. Would love to know a little bit about you for the crowd here.
Thank you, Rasha, for introducing me, and thank you for everyone who has joined in as well. So, firstly, I would like to say Happy New Year to all of you. And currently, I'm working as a product manager, specifically into growth product within Simplilearn itself. And here I manage, a multiple wide variety of products. We as Simplilearn, we offer courses across domains, from data to technology to product management to business and so on and so forth. So I specifically take care of the business related programs within Simplilearn. And happy to answer any questions you have about the program. Happy to answer anything that you would like to learn more about product management in general, and how this particular program can help you, in your own career journey in the field of product management. So thank you, Rasha, for having me here, and looking forward to welcoming you all once again, and talking with you all about the program going ahead.
Thank you so much, Prateek. Thank you. Happy to have you here. I think let's start with the first agenda of today's session about the critical role of product management here. So here, as the product management, the users demand more, better fit for purpose functionality. So maybe Nathan, can you take us through what exactly is the demand here in product management and give us some comments on that?
Sure. So, like this slide describes, there's customers have a lot of options these days. There's a lot of products. They have a lot of features. They can find a lot of information about the various products. So, if you're trying to sell something, you have to find a way to stand out and get the right product at the right price to the right person, and that can be a very challenging process to go through. And product management as a job function, as a specific title within companies, is relatively recent. A lot of people were doing a lot of functions, but it is now more formalized, and a lot of people had previously sort of been learning on the job, but now there are education programs like this to cover all of the skills that you need in order to do this complicated job successfully. And the Venn diagram there, I think, really describes it the best way, right? The challenge is building the right product, but also building the product right, which is a difficult thing to do successfully.
Agree to that. Thank you so much, Nathan, for taking us through that. Now, moving on to the next slide here, how product management has become the hub of the business here, Nathan.
So one of the key challenges of building the right product and building it right is really understanding what the needs of the customer are. A lot of people don't always articulate what exactly they need, and so a product manager has to take a lot of different inputs and really understand what the unmet needs of the customer are, and then make sure those are incorporated into the product. But they also need to balance a lot of constraints in order to do so. You have to build to a price point, because you can't build an overly expensive product because nobody will buy it then. You also have an internal budget you have to keep to in order to make sure that you can deliver the product at an affordable price, and one that also works for the company. And then you also have to understand the strategies and methodologies in order to where and when to sell it to the customer, because that's all part of the business model and that whole sort of journey that a customer will go through. So again, there's a lot of different factors, a lot of different things that have to be balanced, and somebody has to successfully navigate all that in order to get, again, the right product built right to the right person.
Totally agree. Now moving on to the next slide here. This program definitely covers a lot of skills here, which they will be learning in the program. But definitely you need a lot of skills to become a product manager here. As you can see, there are so many skills here. Maybe you can take us through a few skills which definitely is required for becoming a product manager, and also is covered during this program as well.
Sure. So like I mentioned, it's a complicated process, and so it does require a lot of different skills to draw upon in order to do it successfully. So we'll talk a little bit more about that once we get into the program itself, but you can see here there's there's a lot of breadth to it. But at the same time, when you're looking at this, don't be overwhelmed. These are all things that you can learn and learn how to do very well, and a program like this is going to set you up in order to do that. So briefly, these are things like understanding the user experience, design thinking, which is tied into that user experience, understanding what market research and analysis means, how you factor that in, and then also what sort of weight do you give it versus other constraints, because the market may want something, but it may be technically very challenging to actually deliver that. So how do you balance those? Also understanding prototyping, how to get product from ideation all the way to successfully into the marketplace, and so it actually does what it's designed to do repeatedly, properly, affordably. And then there's a whole soft skill side to it. So we'll talk again a little bit more about this when we get into the program, but you're working with a team and there's a lot of different people within the company that are going to be involved in developing the product. And so you not only going to have to understand the technical aspects of it, but you're also going to have to understand the people aspects of working and managing this team in order to deliver that successful product to the customer at the end of the day.
Totally agree to that. Thank you so much, Nathan, for taking us through the few of the skills, which product manager will require through this program here. So we have talked about the skills here. We have talked about what exactly a product manager does as well. So what exactly is stopping you from becoming an expert product manager here? So you can see a quick poll launched on your screen here, where we would love to understand what exactly is the biggest challenge you're facing when it comes to pursuing a career in product management. So you can see 4 quick options here. One is a multiple choice poll question. So you can select multiple options because there can be multiple concerns, right? You might be facing when it comes to aspiring for a career in product management. So the first option here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. The second one here is I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the last one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So as I was speaking, I see most of you have already shared the responses for the poll here. That's great. We've got a really active set of audience here. They're pretty quick with their polls here. So I would love for you to be quick with your questions here as well in the Q&A box. Just to remind you, because I know a lot of you have joined maybe like after a few minutes into the session, because I see the number kept increasing while we were speaking, doing introductions. So just to let you know, in case you have any questions for our speaker, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box here. So it will be easier for us to navigate your questions and answer them as well. So please do that. Please utilize the time because we'll be going towards the Q&A part of the session in some time as we cover the program review of the UC San Diego program in product management. So I see most of you have already responded for the poll here. Once again, I think last 5 seconds I'll for the poll here. So what's stopping you from becoming an expert product manager? So last 5 seconds, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks and our speakers as well. So let's see what have you voted for. So let's see what's stopping you from becoming an expert product manager here. I see 60% response for I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And 35% of your response is for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. And another 35% is for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 14% is for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. That definitely gives us an understanding what exactly is the biggest challenge you're facing when it comes to pursuing a career in product management. Now, also moving on towards the program slide here. So the product management professional program here in product management by UC San Diego comes with a comprehensive curriculum with an industry-aligned learning path. And also it has integrated case studies and hands-on project for practical experience. You can get access to online live virtual classrooms with peer and instructor interaction. Also, this program is only of 8 months duration. Which is very flexible to fit your lifestyle schedule, because I saw a lot of you who have joined us have a lot of experience, especially more than 10 years experience, which we saw. So you can just complete it by giving 10 to 15 hours per week. And as we move on to the next slide here, let's talk about the UC San Diego advantage here, Nathan.
Sure. So if you're not familiar with the University of California, San Diego, we are a public university, part of the University of California system, one of 10 campuses. And we are not only ranked #1 among Golden Age universities, which are universities formed after 1945 by Times Higher Education. We're also one of the leading research universities in the United States, with nearly $2 billion of research being done every year here on this campus. The Division of Extended Studies was established 6 years after the university itself was founded, and we are the professional and continuing education arm of the university. So we are providing education to the broader community, not just to those who are seeking a full 4-year degree or a professional degree. So you're able to take a la carte courses like this program here in order to meet your professional or personal goals, whether that's you just want to learn a new language, or whether you want to get some skills to change careers or get a promotion or something like that. We've been doing it a long time. And we are almost as comprehensive as the main university itself. So we have 14 different areas of study. We have over 100 certificate programs. And and this is all just within extended studies, we have over 4,500 courses. And there are over 35,000 individuals such as yourself who are taking these courses. And the main degree part of the university has about 40,000 students. So we are as large nearly as the university itself, and the community that we serve is that broader community, whether they're local here in San Diego or across the globe. And a lot of the courses that we also offer are fully online. So you don't have to be in San Diego to get the benefit of taking a UC San Diego course.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for taking us to the advantage of UC San Diego here. I think let's talk more about basically the global leaders which we have as program advisors here, and basically which simply makes sure that Simplilearn is delivering to as per standards as well for UC San Diego. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So in addition to the instructors that will be teaching this course, UC San Diego, we've found a couple excellent program advisors. These are experienced people who've been doing product management as a career. And for example, this person, Nick Caceres, he also teaches product management himself in the past. So you'll have the opportunity to interact with him. And we have another person, Ron Javor. Ron works with Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, and he's a product management there, but he also does a lot of internal training within Hewlett-Packard. So both Nick and Ron and other program advisors like that will be joining this program to lead you through a masterclass webinar, and you'll get the benefit of hearing from their firsthand experience as they cover a particular topic related to product management. The value of having this is we want to provide you real world, hands-on, practical training and how this job actually happens within a company. So having these program advisors come in and teach these master classes, I think gives you additional insights. They've also thoroughly reviewed the curriculum and provided feedback onto it. So they aren't just participating for the masterclass webinars, they've been involved actually for a few months leading up to this point.
Agree to that. I think folks are very eager to know the program structure as well. I see a lot of questions in the Q&A box. I will be talking more about that. Folks, don't worry. So let's talk about the eligibility and the prerequisites for taking up the program as well. So what exactly do you need? So you need a bachelor's degree in any background and willingness to advance in your professional journey. And also 2 years of work experience is preferred in the program. If you don't have 2 years of work experience, that is okay, but definitely having experience is definitely a preference for taking up the program here. So now let's move on to talking about how this program prepares you. So let's start with how this program builds your product management skills step by step. And I will need Pratik here to basically give us his expert advice on how the program builds their skills step by step. Pratik, over to you.
Sure. Thanks, Rasha. So, folks, as you can see, this particular program that we have built, it covers, end to end of product management, right? So and the program is structured in a way that it takes you from the very basics of product management, more advanced levels. Now, I'll get into the details of the curriculum and how it is structured, right? So the very first session that you have, which is an induction session, it gets you started on your product management learning journey. It gives you details about the overall program, how the program is structured, how does the learning management system work like, what is the program completion criteria, and stuff like that. What exactly will be covered in the overall program? It will give you introduction and idea about the entire program altogether. Thereafter, we jump into the essentials, which is the introduction to product management, wherein you will be learning the broad responsibilities of a product manager. You will be gaining the skills to, how to ideate projects, how to create products, how to analyze product failures, how to create a development line, and so forth. So, you will be introduced to what product management is. You will be building some key assets which drive successful products. You will be gaining exposure to how to build a product strategy, how to do product planning, how to do hypothesis validation, and so on and so forth. So that's the very first step that you will be taking. Will very strategically jump into the user experience part. Here you will be mastering user experience part of product management. So you will be exposed to various quantitative and qualitative techniques. You will also be learning to ask the right questions, how to ask the right open-ended questions, I would say, how to do the right interviews so that you are able to embed innovation into your product. Here we will be focusing on human-centered design of product management so that we are able to ensure that the customer is satisfied at the end of the product lifecycle. The very next step is on product design, wherein you will be understanding the different concepts and stages of the overall product design process. And what are these product design processes? It is about goal setting, it is about user segmentation, it is about user research, and how do you understand the needs of the customer, and thereafter how do you build the prototype, the flow, and the visual design all together. After product design, we jump into the product marketing part of things, wherein you will be understanding some of the key aspects related to product marketing. How do you segment the market? How do you tell the right story to the customer? How do you brand your product? How do you do value analysis? And so on and so forth. So the primary objective of the product marketing step is to understand the various techniques of enhancing the customer satisfaction and thereby ensuring the overall business growth, right? Uh, After product marketing, you will be taken to an introduction to software development. Here, you will be understanding some of the key, technical aspects related to product management. And this is just to enhance your communication with the development teams, so that you are able to provide the right requirements. You are, able to support the right decision making. You are fostering the right cross functional communication across teams, and so on and so forth. So, the very basics of software development is very essential in the overall product management process. And hence, we will also be covering a particular module on software development as well. After software development, we will be covering some of the prominent tools that product managers use. And, going forward, we will also be talking about those tools. But, some prominent tools like Jira, like, Google Analytics, like, Google Bard, all of these will be covered in this particular course. At the end of it all, we will be having a capstone project. And this capstone project will help you apply the skills that you have learned in this overall learning path, so that you are able to showcase your skills that you have gained to your employer, to your organization. And you are able to, even if you do not have any product management experience, you will be able to showcase some skills and get the next job, get the next promotion, right? So here you will be solving some of the very relevant, industry relevant projects. And this is something that you will also be able to add to your CV, to your resume, and showcase your expertise. In addition to all of this, we have a few electives, and Rasha, you can talk about the electives that we have as well.
Sure. Thank you so much, Pratik, for taking us through the steps here of the program. Now let's talk about the electives here, which you see here. So the masterclass is by UC San Diego Division of Extended Studies, which you'll get access to. Also masterclasses on product management by industry experts, product teardown sessions, and AI-powered product management as well. So electives here are optional. They come as a part of the program, but it is up to you if you want to take it up. We don't charge anything extra for that. Now moving on to the next slide here. So we covered a lot of tools in this program, but again, only few are visible on the slide here. But maybe Pratik, you can shed some light on what are the tools which basically we cover in this program, our product management program, which they can master to become a product manager.
Thanks, Asa. Yeah, and in one of the previous questions, I saw that some of the folks mentioned about the practical exposure, missing in some of these programs that is already available in the market. So I would like to reassure that in this program, we are covering a lot of product management tools. We are providing hands-on exposure. Just giving a few examples, Figma, for example, right? It is such a crucial tool for product managers. It offers real-time collaboration between the, with the designers, with the prototyping teams, and it is so much used for early level user testing, right? It can control efficient version control. It can act as a central hub of communication so that, all the various teams can interact, they can communicate their ideas, they can, test it out, what is right, what is wrong, and thereafter giving the final comments before the product is finally developed. Jira, right? Another tool that is being very prominently used by product managers. It can help streamline the workflow. It can help build product catalogs. It can help in every particular step of the overall product's life cycle, right? It simplifies the overall order management process. It can generate insightful reports, and ultimately, all it does is help product managers spend less time on the administrative tasks and more time on the actual task, which is creating the actual product, which is creating a valuable product. And there are a lot of other tools that we cover as well. Some of these you can see here: Balsamiq, Google Analytics, Mixpanel. And we can talk more about these as well. We can provide you with information about these tools as well. I'll take, let's say, one more example: Balsamiq, right? Again, it is used for creating lo-fi wireframes and prototypes, so that even before we put in any amount of development effort, the prototype is finalized. So again, providing hands-on experience on all of these various tools, so that you are able to showcase, gain real skills and showcase it to your next employer as well.
Thank you so much, Prateek. Those are some interesting tools, which you have given a preview of, which they can learn from this program here. And there are many more, which are covered in the program. So let's move on to the next slide here. The capstone projects which you get to cover in this program as well, which they can showcase with the future employees. So maybe can you tell us a little bit about capstone projects and their importance for someone who does not come from a product management background and cannot show that experience, once they're done with the program? How does exactly this program helps with these projects they get to work on?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you will be learning, and we talked about, the overall learning path that we have in this program. So you will be learning topics on user experience, you will be learning topics on, product marketing, you will be learning all the various tools which are covered in product management, and so on and so forth. The capstone project is very strategically placed at the end of the program, wherein you will be able to apply all the skills that you have learned throughout the program, and you will be able to solve a real industry relevant project. Now these projects are built on case studies of companies like like Netflix, like and there are few more like Facebook as well. And these projects can actually help you showcase skills that you have learned. These projects are something that you can put on your resume as well, and these actually give you the confidence that you can go out in the industry out there and solve the real-time problem. So these capstone projects are, I can take one or two examples. For example, we have a capstone project on Netflix, right? It helps address the issue of inactive user base that we have on Netflix, right? So Netflix, how you as a product manager will investigate the problem of the inactive user base that Netflix has. How would you propose solutions? How would you define the metrics for validation? And how will you, actually define the problem and define the solution? Right? Another one, Tesla, right? We all know that self-driving cars are going to become the future, right? And it is going to become a very huge market in the future as well. Now, but what is the market size of Tesla? How would you, let's say, you take any geography, let's say the US, right? How would you understand how big the market for Tesla is, and how would you, help Tesla, realize this potential? If you put yourself in the shoes of a product manager of Tesla, how would you help solve this particular problem? So these are, some of the industry aligned projects that we have, that we, help you solve as well. And these are projects that you can showcase in your portfolio. Now, there are a lot of other projects, in the overall learning path that we have. Now, there is a project on user experience design where you, create where you create a presentation on the experiment canvas, right? On that framework. Right? There is a project on product design, and how do you apply the product design process to to actually build a real life project. We have projects on product marketing. We have projects on software development. How do you actually use HTML? How do you actually use JavaScript to build a website, right? these are some of the projects that we have, and these are some of the projects that will help you showcase the skills that you have learned out of this program. And we can talk more and more about the projects if time permits, right? But these will help you gain all the real life experience, all the practical experience that you need out of this program.
Thank you so much, Prateek, for taking us through the capstone projects and how exactly they are going to help the learners here, once they're done with the program and showcase their true experience here. Now, let me quickly take you through the online learning management system here. So what exactly is there in the learning management system of this program? So it will give you access on how you can manage your curriculum, the live virtual classroom, which we have already talked about, the labs and the test labs and the test basically get access to, which you can access in the learning management system, LMS, and also the capstone project overview, which I think Prateek has very nicely explained about it as well. And you can track your progress through a progress tracking channel where you can unlock your certificates as well once you're done with the particular certificates, which we'll be sharing about the certificate after this slide. Also, you get access to the support tools. The tools basically you'll be learning the program, and also the tools which will enable you basically to complete this program much earlier with the timing which we have for the program duration by just giving 10 to 15 hours per week. And here, let's talk about the learner outcomes here. So in the learner outcomes, what exactly you'll be gaining once you're done with the program here. So you'll be getting a comprehensive understanding of project management principles, processes, methodologies. You also will be getting to implement AI-powered product management practices to enhance productivity, creativity, and future-proof of your product management careers as well, and much more than that. And moving on to the next slide here, what more we'll be gaining from learner outcomes, once you're done with the program here. Maybe Nathan, you can share a few points here as well.
Yeah, just highlighting a couple here. Like we've described, this product management is a team-based effort by and large. So you need to understand how to work in these cross-collaborative, multidisciplinary teams. Engineers are coming in with their approach. You have your marketing and sales people are coming in. You have leadership and management who are coming in with, more strategic goals that you have to meet. And this, you as the product manager have to learn again how to manage all these different interests and personalities and be able to effectively communicate with these people in order to make sure that the product is delivered on time and on budget. So that's critical. Also understanding not just, again, the technical aspects of the product, but understanding the business behind it. It's great that you can build the world's greatest widget, but can you do it to a price point that helps the company meet its financial and revenue goals, and giving you that broader picture. So you're not merely just an engineer, but you're also getting exposed to the business and strategic side of the company as a product manager. And then lastly, I know we talked a little bit about the specific software tools that are used as a product manager, but this program also incorporates AI tools, which are increasingly common now in a lot of different job functions. And so how can you take advantage of these new tools in order to make your job more efficient and productive? And again, ultimately meet the goal of providing that right product at the right time to the right person.
Agree to that. Thank you so much, Nathan, for giving us an overview what exactly learners get from this program as an outcome. Here, let's also share the learner profiles by industry here. Interestingly, the previous classes have consisted of learners from world-class organizations and diverse industries. Industries they come from IT, computer science, internet, financial services, retail, banking, and companies. The world-class organizations they come from Accenture, Infosys, TCS, IBM, Amazon, Cognizant, Dell being one of the very few companies and industries they come from. As we move on to the next slide here, and at the end of it all, what all you'll be getting from this program, maybe Nathan, you can share it with us.
Yeah, briefly. So you'll get a couple different documents. One is an award of completion from the Division of Extended Studies, which you see an example at the top there. Simplilearn will provide you a certificate when you finish the program. And then you'll have that experience of going through the masterclass webinars by our program advisors and the instructors for this program. So it's all built, as has been described earlier, to provide that practical, real-world, hands-on knowledge so that you can go be successful in that job. And that's really the ultimate thing that you will gain is the tools to be successful in the job and begin a career as a product manager.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Nathan. I think someone has asked in the chat as well the duration of the course. So we have shared it earlier. So duration of course is 8 months, and you can just complete it by giving 10 to 15 hours per week of your time. In case you're a working professional, that definitely helps. Being flexible with the schedule here. Now, I think someone asked about if we provide a job assist or a career assist services here for the program here. So we do from Simplilearn. Through this career assist program, you get basically IM Jobs Pro membership of 6 months for free. And here you also get access to resume building assistance to create powerful resume through different partnerships we have, portals, and also spotlight on IM Jobs for highlighting your profile to recruiters as well. So I hope that answers your question. I think someone did ask about this on the Q&A box. So I think we have taken a lot of questions here. We've talked about the skills here. We've talked about what exactly a product manager does and how the program builds your steps, basically skills step by step. Also, we have talked about the electives here. We've talked about the projects you get to work on, the capstone projects, the industry aligned projects, and how exactly they help you showcase true experience. If you don't have any experience with product management, that definitely will help you build that portfolio. And when you're trying to get out there and land your dream in project management here. So now that we've talked about all these things in much detail and exactly what exactly you're getting from this program here, we would love to know, are you interested in enrolling in the product management professional program by UC San Diego here? You can share your response if you're interested as a yes on the poll, which is just launched right now. And we will just give this some time to the poll here as we also browse through the questions we have gotten in the Q&A box here as well. So folks, please do share your response on the poll here. You can share your interest by just sharing yes as a response for the poll for the enrollment into the product management professional program by UC San Diego here. I think maybe Nathan and Prateek, I know that you both folks have answered few questions during the session and cleared them off as well. But I see a few repeated questions as well. So maybe Prateek, if you get time, please do browse through the questions here, because then once you're done with the enrollment steps, we'll be addressing all of their queries which they have about the program or career in general.
Well, while people are taking a look at that poll again, just want to reiterate our excitement to be able to offer this course to you. Again, it's very comprehensive. It covers a wide range of critical skills to be successful as a product manager. It's one reason why we're happy to be part of this, because it is something that you don't see in every other product management program, because it does bring in a lot of disparate skills, and the practical hands-on nature of it, as product explained, with the capstone exercises, the tear downs where you will go through somebody else's product and try to figure out what decisions they made and why they made them, so learn the lessons when it's your turn to build and design a product. So that's the reason why extended studies exists, is to provide that hands-on practical knowledge to help people grow their careers. And so this is, again, a program we're excited to be able to offer to the community.
Thank you so much, Nathan. I think for giving much more overview. We actually are getting a lot of questions on YouTube chat box as well. Maybe pick up from few from there as well. So I think last 10 seconds, folk, I see a lot of you have already shared interest towards enrollment. So that's great. That's a really good positive response. But I think last 10 seconds for the folks who are still thinking about it. So are you interested in enrolling in the product management professional program by UC San Diego here? You can see a quick poll launched on your screen here, where you can just select yes to share your interest in enrollment. And we'll be taking you through the enrollment steps of the program, and also the program structure and the upcoming cohorts as well about the program here. So last 10 seconds, folks. We are already browsing through the amazing questions you have already put on for us in the Q&A box. As promised, we'll be addressing them. And also, we have gotten one question on the YouTube chat box as well, which is very interesting. I think I'll just share it with you, Prateek, on the chat here, as we have a little few seconds here. So also for folks who are watching us on YouTube, please do let us know on the YouTube chat box if you have any question. Just keep it related to product management or the program. That's all. Awesome. I think last 5 seconds, folks, for the poll here. So, are you interested in enrolling into the program by UC San Diego in product management? So, you can just quickly go and share your responses here. So, last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much for sharing your interest in enrollment. Let me just quickly take you through the enrollment steps here of the program. So, it's very easy. You need to follow 3 simple, easy steps. So once basically you've already shared your interest towards enrollment here, so a learning consultant from Simplilearn will be getting in touch with you, and they will be taking you through these three simple easy steps you need to follow. So I'll just quickly give you an overview of that only. So step one is you need to submit an application to us. You need to submit an application to us at askus@simply.net. And based on that, our application will be going for a review on the eligibility and the criteria which we have shared earlier. And based on that, you'll be getting admissions offer from CBA Learning Consultant. Now, when is the next upcoming cohort happening? So it's pretty recent. If you're planning to join immediately, that's great. We have introductory classes starting on Jan 16, and we have classes starting on basically the introductory classes also start on 28th or 19th as well, based on when you join. So, and also the classes will be starting on Jan 20th, and the for US candidates, the fee here is of 5,000 USD dollars, and for Indian candidates, the fee here of 3 lakh INR rupees, including taxes here. I think someone asked me if there are any financing option available. Yes, we do. We have that for US candidates and Indian candidates as well. And I know a lot of you have joined from different countries. So for your own region, what I will do is I'll just share the program link for you to check out details for your own region. In case you want to check out the next upcoming cohort and basically want to enroll into the program as well. And we have very limited seats per cohort. We only take 25 to 30 folks per cohort in order to make sure you're getting all the attention that is required when you're taking up the program. So in case you have any questions, you can reach out to us at askus@simply.net. I'll just quickly share that email ID on the chat with you. So you can just take a note of it in case you have any more questions which are unanswered, or you will have it after the webinar. If you look at the recording, maybe that time. So please do let us know. I've shared that email ID here. So I hope that answers few questions from the Q&A box here, which was about the program fee and when is the next upcoming cohort, when is the classes are starting. So let's move on to the Q&A part here. So I see. Yeah, I see a lot of questions on the Q&A box. I think, Pratik, you have shared with me a few questions here, which are very repetitive and interesting questions as well. So would you like to take them up?
Yeah, sure, Rasa. So, thanks, folks, for providing so many different and exciting questions with all of us. So, one of the questions that I saw is, it is on the product feature itself. It is on product tear down sessions. So, somebody has asked in the chat box, what exactly are these tear down sessions, and what exactly we would be covering in these sessions, right? So, product tear down session. Let me answer it for you. It is literally the term itself, right? It is tearing down a product. So it is more like a deconstruction of a product to understand how does it work, how does it inner working look like, what is the thought process behind developing a particular feature, developing it in a particular design, and what is the particular reason why a product is built in the way it exactly is, right? We are covering product tear down sessions for a lot of interesting products like Uber, like Google Meet, like Spotify, and so on and so forth. So basically, if a particular feature of Uber is built, why is it built in a particular way? What was the thought process in building that feature in that particular way? So if you put yourself in the shoes of a product manager of Uber, you would be able to answer these questions, and there would be discussions in the class. There would be a trainer explaining to you. It will be more like a open discussion wherein you share your thoughts. You can collaborate with your peers, you can collaborate with the trainer and understand. It is more like a discussion forum, and understand how and why a product is built the way it is. I hope that answers the question. And it you know if somebody has any questions about the product tear down session, happy to answer it further. But
Sure.
it is literally the term itself. What exactly is the tearing down and deconstructing a product, a feature, any particular thing about a particular product.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pratik, for taking up that question and explaining it in so much detail. I know that we have a lot of questions here in the Zoom session, but let me just quickly take one question, interesting question from the YouTube chat box as well for you. So it says, this is by Michelle here. It says that how can a software engineer benefit from this course? How is the certificate useful to my resume?
Again, a very good question, and it is becoming more and more clear that people with some amount of technical expertise have a edge in product management. Having said that, we have product managers from a wide variety of backgrounds, wide variety of experiences, and all people. And I have quite a number of friends who belong to very diverse backgrounds, such as audio, somebody who's an audio engineer, she became a product manager. Somebody who's into sports, he became a product manager as well. But coming down to this particular question, and Michelle, to answer your question, right, this particular program, right, the UC San Diego program that we have here, it will help you gain a comprehensive understanding of the entire product life cycle, right. It will help you gain an understanding of the customer centric strategies that a product manager uses, and how does a product manager communicate with a wide variety of stakeholders, be it the developer, be it the business folks, be it the operations folks, and so on and so forth. This particular program, as we discussed earlier, it covers end to end life cycle of a product management, how a particular product goes through the entire life cycle. It covers like things like market analysis, it covers things like user research, it also covers a bit on project management as well. It so so practically it provides you a practical insight on the life of a product manager, right. This will also be helpful in emphasizing your technical background as well, and any and management skills that you gain out of this program will only make your transition into product management all the more easier. It will help you become a efficient product manager, and thereby growing in your career as well. I hope
Uh,
that answers the question, Michelle's
yeah,
question.
thank you so much, Pratik, for answering that. Michelle, do let us know on the YouTube chat box if that answers your question, or if you have any follow-up questions for Pratik here. I think, Pratik, I'll just share with you on chat here. We have a very similar set of questions here. I'll just read it out for you. So is product managing the same as business analyst? The difference would be able to create a product. And a similar question, is product management and project management the same? I think they are confused about two different profiles here. Can you please explain?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, I'll take the first question first, right? How is a product manager different from a business analyst, right? So, a product manager and a business analyst are, very distinct roles. Let me put it that way. While a product manager focuses more on the strategic vision of a product, right? How do we define the features of a product? How do we define the overall success of the product, right? Uh, a product manager is basically the bridge between business strategy and the development of that strategy. How do you execute that strategy, right? Business analysts, on the other hand, they focus more on the stuff like requirements gathering, uh, stuff like how do we facilitate the communication between the stakeholders and the development teams, and for tactical project management of this product building process, right? So these are different roles. A product Just to summarize, while a product manager focuses on the strategic part of the product, a business analyst focuses more on the operational and the project management part of the product. So this is
Thank you
how
so much.
these two are very different from each other. Yeah, and
Thank
again, I'll touch upon the second question as well. How is product management very different from project management? Again, these are related again, but very distinct from each other. Product management focuses on development of successful products. Again, how do you define the strategy? How do you ensure market success of that product, right? Project management is all about efficiency. It is all about executing a particular project within the constraints of time, budget, resources, and so on and so forth. So again, related but very distinct from each other.
Thank you so much, Pratik, for answering both of those questions. I hope that answers your question. For both of you folks, please do let us know on the chat or in the Q&A box if you have any follow-up questions for that. Let's see if we have any more questions here, because we answered a lot of them, and we do have like few minutes left before we end the session here. So maybe let's just quickly browse through the questions here.
Yeah, Raja,
But yeah.
Rasha, there's the one about how often they'll connect with experts and professionals during the program. So the instructors are experienced product managers themselves. So they're not academic professors. They are people who have been doing product management as a career that are coming in to teach. The program advisors, we highlighted Nick and Ron earlier. Again, they are product managers by career, and they also help share that knowledge and give back to the community to help grow the profession. And so they'll interact at least a couple times during the course of the program, these program advisors, and then your instructors you're going to interact with all the time.
Thank you
So I
so
hope
much, Nathan,
that
for
addresses
taking up
that.
that question. Also, for folks who have joined us on YouTube chat box, I see a lot of you actually share interest towards enrollment into the UC San Diego program. I'll just share the link for you on the chat, which you can click and basically share interest towards enrollment there as well. So, and also refer the chart description, there's the link and the details there as well of the program. Okay, we have one more question, Pratik, for you. What are the top features of this program by UC San Diego in product management?
Yeah, again, again, this is a very beautiful question and exactly summarizes, all the features that we have. So firstly, you would be having, this program has 100% live interaction. So going back, there was a question about what do people, feel the lack of, and they are not able to study through all these online videos which are available. So this particular program provides 100% live interaction, live online interaction. So you can actually interact with your trainers, you can actually interact with your peers, and and with the master, and through the master classes from UC San Diego instructors, you can also interact with them. There will be master classes from industry experts, and these are top professionals working in companies like Google, Amazon, and so on and so forth. So while this is not a very comprehensive list of companies, and of course the availability of the expert is subject to the is subject to which expert is available at what point of time, but you also have the benefit of interacting with these industry experts as well. Again, you will be exposed to a lot of actual real life product management tools. We had discussed this in detail, during the webinar itself. There are Harvard Business podcasts that you will be exposed to, that you will be learning product management through some of these, some case studies which are developed by Harvard professors. Of course, there are capstone projects, and which will give you, a real life exposure to industry relevant problems. There are product tear down sessions which will help you deconstruct a product, which will help you, with the thought process behind why a particular product was built in the way it was. You also have exposure to generative AI and how it is used in product management within this particular program. And at the end, you will also be creating a product portfolio, which will again, testify your skills, which will again help you, showcase your expertise and skills that you have gained on your CV, on your resume. I hope that, is a very summarized form view of the features of the program. The key features, I would say.
Thank you so much, Pratik. That sounds pretty interesting. We have one question here by Archel here, Albright. Says that what sort of prerequisite knowledge we require before enrolling to the program. I think I've already taken them through the eligibility prerequisites. We do not require any such necessary things basically need to know before the program, but definitely maybe for someone who is aspiring towards this program to become a product manager, maybe you can suggest some tips to look through, while they take up the program, which will help them.
This particular program, in fact, covers, it, as I mentioned at the very start of the webinar, it takes you from the very basics of product management to more advanced concepts, right? So all you need is a zeal to learn, is a, intention to learn, and you have to keep your mind very open, right? You have to come with an open mind. You have to have the, intensity to learn all of that, whatever is taught in the program. And all the success will be yours, right? So you will be this particular program will obviously help you understand the various nuances related to product management, and will help you if you are a starter. I'm not sure, Anchal, if I know of your experience level, but if you are a starter in the field of product management, it will help you gain entry into this very wonderful field. I belong to this field, and hence I can vouch for it. And if you are already a veteran in the field of product management, it can help you brush up your skills, and of course learn about new tools which are getting used, learn about how generative AI is used in the field of product management, learn about some of the new techniques and advancements in the field of product management, and so on and so forth. So you know this is a program which can cater to a lot of audience.
Yeah, I'll also just add briefly, a lot of people have been involved in product management, but just not formally. And so on the job, they've learned aspects of it, but not the full comprehensive breadth of what might be involved. So having a formalized training program, it may cover some things you've already learned through your career, but you will get exposed to some things maybe you never got trained on before. And so now you'll have filled any gaps in your product management skill set and be able to tackle more responsibility and greater opportunities through having that full set of skills as opposed to just parts of it.
Totally agree with that. Thank you so much, Prateek, for giving such an interesting explanation of that question here, and Nathan also. So I think we actually have covered most of the questions here from the audience here, and I think we covered a lot of them during the session as well. So thank you so much for that. I think we'll be heading towards the end of the session, right on time. So that's great. So once again, thank you so much, Nathan, for taking the timing out for this program review here, and telling us a lot about the university here for the program. And also, once again, thank you, Prateek, for taking the time out for this program review and answering a lot of expert questions here, career related or program related as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being on a very active crowd, because you folks are very active in the throughout the poll. And also when it came to the enrollment poll, I see a lot of you, I think, joining the upcoming cohorts. I think we'll see a lot of them in the upcoming cohorts by UC San Diego here. I think few of you have asked about the link towards the program because you want to check it out in much more detail. I'm sharing that link once again here. Nathan or Prateek, would you like to say something to the folks here before we end the session?
Just to say thank you for taking the time to tune in. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the questions, and excited to hopefully see you enroll in the program.
Yeah, same here, and hoping to see you all joining into the program.
Yeah. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you once again. We'll be ending the session now. Now about the webinar certificate, you'll be getting a post-webinar survey where you need to fill down your full name to basically what you need personalization in the webinar certificate. And also the recording of the session will be shared with you post-webinar. You can view it in case you want to go through the recording of the session once again. And the program page is shared with you on the chat here in case you want to check it out for your own country region, because I see a lot of you have actually joined from different countries. So please do check it out. And you can mail us at askus@simplilearn.net in case you have any issues or you need assistance related to the program or anything in general related to Simplilearn. So thank you so much. Thank you once again. And have a very good evening, a good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you. And once again, wishing you a happy new year. Hope your year is to a great start. Thank you, everyone. We'll be ending the session now.